Yo, it's your boy LOZA, and we're back today on a more theory-based video. We're going to be looking ahead, looking at what we're going to do with the deck with Illusion of Chaos. So, let's look at my 2022 Illusion of Chaos build. Now, within this build, you'll see I'm still playing the Striker package, but there is no Dogma package, there is no Diviner. You could obviously play either of those, they're both still fine, but I want to look more at the base core and kind of work our way up from there. I think the problem now is our core is really big. I'll try and thin this deck down to just what I consider the core. I'm going to include Red Eyes Fusion, even though you could say it's not a Dark Magician card, but yeah. Okay, so we'll cut Monster Reborn. We're going to cut out all the hand traps. We're going to cut out Imperial Order. Salvation's not really necessary, so we can cut that too. This is kind of what I'm looking at. Like, you could argue Upstart, the Striker engine, Called by the Grave, Eagle, like, you could argue all this isn't necessary and isn't core. But to me, if I'm building Dark Magician, like 3 prep is just the way to go. 3 Illusion of Chaos is just the way to go. Until I test it more and say, hey, I don't like this ratio. But in all my testing, I've always just found this to be the way to play it. And yes, people have mentioned like, oh, with 3 prep and 3 Illusion of Chaos, you can brick on Illusion of Chaos. Yeah, you kinda can. But think about it this way, like, it's Rota for Rota, if you get what I mean. Prep searches this, which searches any monster in our deck. If you've watched Dark Paladin's videos, you'll know he's playing a build with no Anaconda, or he showed off a build with no Anaconda, which focuses on Timaeus as our main way to summon either Dragoon or Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. And look, while I don't 100% agree with that right now, that may be what we have to do after the ban list. So, we're going to be talking a bit about the ban list as well in this video, but it's not necessarily a ban list video. Our good friend here, our good pal, Anaconda, he's had a pretty good life, and I think it's nearly time for his life to be up. And if I'm untrue and Anaconda lives, well then I'm afraid our boy Dragoon may depart. I don't think it should, like no one's playing him anymore, everyone's playing DPE, so Dragoon should not go by any means necessary. Reminder, don't forget about this amazing link too in the Battles of Chaos set. Dark the Dark Charmer. Yep. Thanks, Konami. Just Dark the Dark Charmer, that is a dark type. That has to be summoned using a dark monster, and then it can target a dark monster in your opponent's graveyard. And if it's destroyed, it can add a dark monster. Okay, we get it. We get it. It's the perfect Dark Magician link too. So we might lose Anaconda. This will be a great link too for us to play. The problem is, going second is only where this card is useful, because it helps us get into access code. This helps us get into Selene, which helps us get into access code. Most decks have a dark monster in their graveyard, and then go into your Selene, and of course finish on your gold rare access code, because you're a cheapo like me. Now don't forget that Hulk can also help you facilitate this combo. You just need to have Effect Veiler in your main deck, and Hulk can just summon out that Effect Veiler. And of course you need a tuner, so you're going to want to play like Ready Fusion as a package, or even the Tenyi card, Adhara. It is a tuner level 1 monster that just special summons itself either when you have no monsters on the field, or when you control a non-effect monster, so Dark Magician, for example. Hulk is just a good path that you can go down as well. You don't have to play it. Once again, these are like optional extra deck cards I'm just throwing at you because I have a feeling someone's leaving. Who could it be? What is this foreshadowing, this rarity? I think it's trying to tell us something about the ban list. Another extra deck monster that we definitely want is this bad boy right here, Blackluster Soldier, the Soldier of Chaos. It's just such a good card. It auto wins a couple of matchups, and some people are unclear how it does that, and let's just point that out. So one, if you link summon it using Dark Magician or any level 7 or higher, which is normally a Dark Magician, your opponent can't target it with card effects and they can't destroy it with card effects. And when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, activate one of these effects. Now there's 3 effects, but only 2 of them are good. The other one is a bait. The first effect, this card gains 1500. That is the effect that you're going to activate, and that's going to win you the Eldritch matchup, for example. And there's a couple other matchups where you have a 4500 attack untargetable monster, like, you're probably winning. So the second good effect is just banish 1 card on the field. Just once you kill one of their monsters, banish card on the field. Good effect, good effect. The last effect is the bait, and it's where they're trying to like combine all the BLS effects into this card. And they try to nerf this part of it. So this card can make a second attack of the battle phase next turn. It's like, If that said this turn, people would be playing this card, but it says next turn. So, alas, we will not use that effect ever. It's always more worth it to make this gain 1500 attack or just banish a card on the field, trust me. Another cool card you can play going forward with Magicalized Fusion is Quintet. A couple of people already know about it. There's not much to say about it. It's a blowout card. It's an extra boss monster. It's kind of a better Dragoon, but more situational, so take it as you will. It's a blowout card. If you got the space for it, you can play it. So yeah, moving forward with the deck, on Matt's latest video, he references playing Red Eyes Wyvern, along with 3 copies of Red Eyes Insight, and I wanted to talk about these cards because I do still think these are viable. There's problems with them, but they are viable. Everyone knows my argument about playing 3 Red Eyes Fusion, and I think it's pretty well known by now in the community, like, this is the way to go. You can disagree with me, but literally for this format, everyone's playing Effect Veiler and Imperm, like, out the arse. Like, you can disagree with me in general, or you can disagree with me this format, but at least this format, you're incorrect. Just putting that out there. People are cutting Ash from their builds because it's not as relevant. People are still playing it, don't get me wrong. But the most used hand traps right now are Imperm and Veiler. Do the maths. Imperm and Veiler, that's 6 copies in the main that stop Anaconda, versus 3 Ash to stop Ref. It's just standard mathematics. This is a better option right now. So naturally, Red Eyes Insight is a cheeky 3 extra copies of Red Eyes Fusion. So naturally, we have 6 copies of Red Eyes Fusion. Now what this means is we have to play an extra brick. And that brick is Wyvern. A lot of people justify this brick by saying, oh, well, during the end phase, like, you can banish it and summon Dragoon, because it summons a Red Eyes monster. I'll tell you how many times that effect's come up in all the times that I've used this. Maybe 2 to 3. Because you can't normal summon or set the turn you do that. You can't even set, like, back row. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. They want you to do nothing, pass, and summon Dragoon. Yeah, cool. It's just a negate, and that's okay, but normally if you're that far behind, I felt like all the times where I was summoning Dragoon off Wyvern, I was losing those games anyway. So it felt really bad. But in saying that, I do think we have so many cards to bait Ash. Let's go back and look at this list now. So if we look at this list, we've still got 3 slots free, but let's just say we're going to play a hand trap there, or just powerful traps. Now, I'm not even playing traps, and I should be, to be honest. There should be some traps in here. But anyway, the point is, let's go sort. Now let's look at all the cards that can bait Ash. We're not going to include Rod because it requires a commitment to the field. We're not going to include Magician Souls because it also requires a commitment to the field. We will include Illusion of Chaos because, as I said, he activates and resolves in the hand, and it's not summoning anything. Therefore, Ref is still on the table. So, this card can bait Ash. It shouldn't be Ashed because much like when you Ash Gamma, it stays in your hand. Preparation of Rites. Now, you always use this before your Illusion of Chaos to bait the Ash, but you could also argue then you're playing into Droll. So, it's hard. It's hard. If you know your opponent's playing Droll, sure, go for the important search first. But if you know they've got Ash, well, you're probably going to want to play this first. Once again, can bait Ash. Red Eyes Insight. Now, I've had a couple of times where I was playing a very degenerate deck that I might showcase on the channel later. I called it the Monkey deck. It's what I've topped up my locals with the most, ironically. And that deck used to run this card, but I eventually cut it because I found it to be too bricky. Yes, me, the guy who plays 3 Ref. I said this was bricky, I know. But that deck was all about winning in 2 turns anyway. This deck's a little different. But anyway, back to Red Eyes Insight. This card sends Wyvern for cost and then tries to search, and yes, it can be Ashed. So once again, another great card that baits Ash, and as Matt said in his video, it's a spell. You can send it for draws with souls if you want to go down the Rod Souls to Anaconda route as well, so it's pretty good. Engage! Engage, of course, better than Ash. Okay, I'll say Upstart for legal reasons, but anyone ashing this is out of their mind. Soul Servant only in the graveyard by banishing can be ashed. Its on-field effect can only be Ghost Bells, and if anyone Ghost Bells it, I would seriously question their ability to play the game. And last but not least, my favorite card in the deck, Dark Magical Circle. Yep. If anyone ashes this, they're out of their mind. But I'll list it because legally it can be ashed. Once again, it should never get ashed, so don't even think about it. Alright, there were all the ashable cards from, like, the Engine or the Dark Magician Core. Whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit if you think a core can't be over 30 cards. This is essentially a blueprint for a deck, so shove it up here. And now we finally come to Ref, which of course can be ashed. Now, you can see there's a number of cards in the deck post Illusion of Chaos that can be ashed. And that makes me want to play Ref more, because if your opponent does ash you on any of those cards that don't commit a monster to the board, your ref is then free. Free ref is pretty damn good. Playing second, Red Eyes Fusion plus Droplets can win you, I feel like, a majority of your games. So we spoke about Red Eyes Insight. A lot there, and that was mainly in case Anaconda gets banned. But let's talk about if we just lose Dragoon altogether, or Anaconda and Dragoon. Well, if we lose Anaconda and Dragoon, well, we're not going to want to play Red Eyes Insight or Red Eyes Fusion. Or Red Eyes for that matter. I'm thinking we play something silly, maybe a bit bricky, but with Illusion of Chaos we have a lot more consistency, so it might be fine. I think we play Bond Between Teacher and Student and Dark Burning Magic. This means our going first is trying to get to Dark Burning Magic plus Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field. Well, for this to work, I might actually want to add Dark Magician Girl to the deck. Not that artwork though. Alright, we've got the OG artwork. So back to what I was saying about Dark Burning Magic. Well, this card destroys all cards your opponent controls, which means whatever board state they're trying to climb into, or whatever, let's say you verse a back row deck, this just wins the game. If they set 5 and pass, you just go Dark Burning Magic and end phase. Of course, that new card that Eldritch and all that, all those trap decks are trying to play, the Lord of the Prison or whatever, I don't know its name. I keep trying to say this card's name and getting it wrong. So, Lord of the Heavenly Prison is the card that will obviously make this strategy obsolete, but I don't think we have many options. Guys, if you've got a better idea for what we can do with the deck post Dragoon or post Anaconda being lost, let me know. I'm going to throw a lot of things out in this video. You can let me know what you think. Now, Bond is weird because it's almost an unnecessary step sometimes, because Rod can obviously just search you the Dark Burning Magic, but Bond can be good because Bonds gets you Dark Magician Girl from deck, hand, graveyard, which is, to be honest, why how all the other cards like Magician Combination and all that stuff needs to be. This is the only one that is, though. So you just need to have Dark Magician. So Rod and Souls, the same combo as Anaconda, this could be the new combo. Let me show you how it would work. Okay, this hand gets there. So Illusion of Chaos will get us Magician Souls. Cool and good. We'll just put back Illusion of Chaos. I guess we could activate Prep. It's kind of unnecessary here, but let's do it anyway. We've even got Circle, so that's kind of cool. Alright, we are going to send Dark Magician, but also summon it. Now, maybe in a build like this, you would want to play, like, more Eternal Soul and Salvation, maybe? I don't know. They're still so bricky, so it's hard to pick. Illusion of Chaos does help us so much, though. We just get such a consistency boost. So, Bonze is going to summon Dark Magician Girl and also set the Dark Burning Magic, which is nice, but you can see the other 3 cards in our hand don't do a lot. So, I do prefer Anaconda Dragoon, but... Oh, okay, never mind. This ended up going great. Well, now because we have Eternal Soul in the hand, we don't actually need this Dark Magician on the field. So I can just turn it into Link Spider. I mean, this is only because Circle hit, alright? And let's be real, Circle should hit every game. But Konami are just really bad at making Dark Magician spell traps that are good. So... we can't really play them, because they're terrible. Anyway, this build's gonna get to Dragoon and an interruption, so that's cool. Alright, on the opponent's turn, he's probably gonna summon something absolutely nuts, right? Get ready for Jerry Bean's Man. Key Mace! No, we ain't dealing with Key Mace. Alright, Dark Magician's going to take care of this all by himself. We're not going to chain Rod. That is an important factor here. Do not chain Rod, because we need Dark Magician on the field. Sorry, Rod, you're going to have to stay in the graveyard a little longer. Oh, my opponent's just going to set some back row and pass. Damn. He must have bricked on Key Maces. 2 A-Forces. No wonder he's losing. He's got no Warriors and Spellcasters. Alright, it is the end phase. Dark Burning Magic. Ba-bam. I wonder what he had set. He had Jar Greed. And now Rod is going to trigger Cool. Now we'll tribute our Dark Magician, grab back our rod. So you can see it's a little less powerful than Dragoon. I mean, we had Dragoon too, but we're theorizing this is our play when we do lose Dragoon or Anaconda. You can see the board we make is not that great, but it's really fun to blow your opponent's whole board. I'm not going to talk about bonds and dark burning magic anymore in this video. I do have a video that I've already made on them, so I'll put it down in the description if you want to check that out. But anyway, thanks for joining me on this video. I'm going to keep theory crafting things we can do if we do lose Anaconda and Dragoon. But until then, stay safe, my gamers.